tape show. We have Elliot. He's here in Atlanta with me. He's a large facilities manager. We're super excited to have him to have another viewpoint on what it's like to be on that side of it. The tape
The
show. We
engineer
have
that
Elliot we piss off, or the engineer that he has a large project, and of course we only send two guys out there, not a crew that he's used to. So I'm looking forward to hearing some stories and hearing about his views as a large facility management over there in Atlanta.
Awesome.
What's up, Elliot?
What's up? Thanks for having me again, Brian and Bobby. Is definitely fun to join this. But yeah, it's I got all sorts of stories from all the different places I've worked. I mean, I am slightly younger than most people in the in the facilities and trades world these days, but I still got a few stories. But I
So
mean,
what got you in? Did you go to college for engineering and then started from there, or how did it kind of all start?
Let's
so how
start this
this
over.
whole thing started was my great great grandfather, way back in the day, started a parking company in downtown Atlanta. My whole family's been here for years. But when I was growing up, my father didn't want to kind of run the company. He wanted to do all of the IT and facility management stuff kind of for that parking company. So when I was a little kid, tiny baby, I just rode around Atlanta with my dad to all the parking sites, and I was kind of like, this kind of stuff's interesting. Then wound up when I went to my high school, I had a after school kind of facility student assistant kind of thing, where I helped their second shift, whatever you want to call it, maintenance supervisor for the night, do all the event setups, all of the kind of whatever the heck they throwed at you things, make general repairs, light bulb changes, who knows what it was. But one of that guy's roles was during the summer, he took all of our fire and life safety contractors around to everything. So when I started going around with him over the summer, it kind of got was like, oh, this stuff's kind of cool. Um, that's one thing that I've done over the years. Is it's one of those things that just because you're in a building, you got to stand there and open a door for someone doesn't mean you can sit there and listen to what they're doing and see if you can give them a hand with whatever. It's like it's a waste of time if you just stand there and do nothing. I mean, it's don't get me
Right,
wrong, it's different if you start trying to tell somebody how to do their job. That's not what I'm referring to, but
right, of
just
course.
being there saying, here, hand me this wrench. Hey, here, I'm like, sometimes whatever. So, um, that high school way back in the day, the guy wound up getting fairly ill and took the summer off. So the manager's like, hey, you want to just start taking these guys around and taking care of everything? And I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
that kind of got me into sprinkler stuff, and they used a small local mom and pop kind of company in Atlanta, and that guy from there, I will still say, is one of the main reasons I got interested in fire and life safety systems in general,
You fell right into it, man.
was because of that contractor that was that mom and pop stop kind
You
of.
remember his name?
Yeah, his name was Larry Seidenstreicher, and it's a small, tiny little company in Atlanta. I think the guy right now is kind of. They've gotten so old where they're both him and his other family that did this extinguisher and kind of was
What's
uh,
the company's name? Do you remember the company name?
Challenge Fire Protection and JD
Oh
Extinguisher
man,
Service.
bro,
Um,
I never even heard of them.
no, that's what I said. Like it is
Super
Small
a
small.
tiny,
mom
it
and
is
pop.
a tiny mom and pop like company, and
What's up, chat room?
they're great guys. I love them to death, but it's one of the things like right now. I mean, the guy, I don't
All
know
the
how old he
boys.
was, but he was old. But it's one of the things you get quality work. It matched the school I went to was a small little private school, and it's kind of they chose contractors that met their values and viewpoints. So the
Right.
small, very intimate. And value oriented private school was like, okay, we want contractors that kind of suit these needs. So they got mom and pop electrical, mom and pop fire and life safety, mom and pop plumbing, like everything was that kind of. But that was why it was kind of nice. It's like when they send the same guy out all the time, like I had this relationship with him, and he was like, hey, I remember you from last time. Hey, let's that kind of thing. Like that built that relationship. And when I went down, when I towards later in my career, when I was at a college, I wound up calling them back and saying, hey, this campus isn't a fire and life safety shit show. I need someone I know I can count on to at least help solve some of
Yeah.
A lot of times people will ask me about the industry and what I think the hardest part is, and it really is, just like you said, it's a business of relationships and dealing with all different personalities, especially in a foreman position. You got to be able to deal with all the different types of personalities, and all at once usually. And forming them relationships really do help in the long run.
Yeah. But pretty much
Oh,
after high school, once I graduated, I was like, all right, I need to get some sort of degree because I want to be in a management position. And management says you need a college degree. I don't care what the heck it's in, but you need one.
Yeah.
Uh, my dumb brain, for whatever reason, said, let me get an engineering degree. I probably should have gone getting a construction management degree because I am not a big fan of math.
mm,
And an engineering degree is
Oh,
more math than you
yeah.
probably ever want. Um, and that pretty much turned into 4 years of that. But during those 4 years, I kept working full time at a variety of entertainment venues around Atlanta for a year and a half because essentially I'm like, an internship's stupid. I'll just work in a building because that's one some of the best way to get knowledge about things is when you work in a building that's old and has things that are broken, you fix them. Well, once they're all fixed, it's kind of like,
mm.
you've learned.
Move on.
You're hanging out.
And they knew. I mean, they knew I was everywhere I worked knew I was getting a college degree, so they pretty much knew it was like, well, either I'm going to want a manager position down the line when I graduate, or I'm going to just probably move somewhere else.
Good for you.
But that's kind of the thing of each place I went. Some were better than others. Most of them had fairly good fire and life safety systems. Um,
Are you dealing
but
with all trades in these facilities,
yes,
or so you're
everything I deal with everything.
any trade that comes in, whether it's a
Any
Sparky
trade
or a
that
tin
comes in, I
knocker,
deal
you're
with it all.
So,
you're the guy.
what's your viewpoint on each trade? Like, how you feel the typical drywall guy is, the typical floor man, the typical life safety guy, fire
Yeah,
alarm. We know
so
that fire alarm sprinkler guys are different. Let's,
yeah, well, it's and
Yeah.
that was kind of, and that can go into one of the stories I was going to tell is when I was at one of the places I worked was a university, um, and I'm going to be blunt. When I started, it was clear as day that no one gave a flying f about any part of the life safety systems on that campus. Nothing at all. Because the fire. Long story short, where that place was, because I'm not going to mention it by name. Brian, you know exactly where it is.
yeah, I know where you
Because I don't want them to get angry.
are.
But where they are, the fire marshal does not do routine visits, so they pretty much kind of just, as long as the insurance company or nobody complains, like it's fine. But
Yeah.
what pretty much when I got there, it was the sprinkler systems were a gigantic headache. There was dry systems that were leaking air out the wazoo from loose Vitalic fittings or rust or because nobody drained them after they did a flow test. Who knows what it was? But I got a contractor to come out here and do these repairs. When they came out to do these repairs, they tore apart my ceiling, tracked mud through the whole building, and then just left and said, "All right, it's fixed." And I'm like, "What the hell just happened?"
Sounds like a Bobby special.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that kind of thing. If it's like, it just depends on one, as I always tell people, I said it just depends for contractor wise. Two trade wise, you're two guys that could have the exact same skills and abilities, could be two different people. Also,
Yeah.
same person could work for two different companies. Could be the company, could be the technician. It completely depends on the situation you're in.
How do you deal with bad technicians when they come out to to whatever facility you're in?
So everywhere I've worked at, when I've had an issue with a specific technician, usually I just call the account manager, and the account manager pretty much says, hey, we'll rectify it, and we'll move forward. Sometimes the account manager might be the problem.
No, yeah.
And sometimes you can find somebody else. Or you go to another contract. It just depends if you're in a scope of work that contractually obligates you to work with them. But
So you've seen some floods in your day.
I've seen some floods in my day.
Who's doing the best?
Oh,
Who's doing the
we
best
gotta.
floods? The plumbers or the sprinkler guys?
Me,
Yep.
I got
What?
flooded on top of. And this one, because I'll tell this story, because this one has no qualms for the company. One of the places I worked with was the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, and I worked on their overnight shift. Because other thing with what I was talking about college is when my classes progressed, I had to move my schedule. So the event world was great because if I needed Tuesday, Thursday, classes in the evening, I just worked all the events on the weekend or worked day shift. Like it was great. I got to the point where I needed morning classes, night classes. So I said, well, I'll just work an overnight shift job, which pretty much left an aquarium or a healthcare provider or some government buildings. But
Wow.
the aquarium, when they built their systems, somehow, for whatever reason, I mean, authorities having jurisdiction are just plain weird what they CO and what they don't. Um, they built all of their standpipes and risers in the stairwells, but didn't pipe a drain on the bottom. They piped a 2-inch hose connection for a fire hose to run the fire hose to the drain that's in the hallway right by
Oh,
it.
into a
So,
gang drain.
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
I,
testing the PRVs, probably.
no, I'm talking about the main drain for the sprinkler system for each riser on each level.
Oh, you need to hook up a hose for
They
every
have.
one?
Yeah.
Every
So
single
so
one drains into a pipe that goes all the way down to the bottom level with a sprinkler fitting.
so you have to connect it to a 2.5 inch gang drain.
Yeah.
That's just how you would test like a PRV or a standpipe system. You would hook it up to a drain. But this particular system that you're talking about is a system that you run a hose to the gang drain to test the system.
Or to just drain it if you ever have to drain it.
Man, that is a nightmare, bro.
Well,
I don't.
continuing on the nightmare, it's a stupid design, but what's even worse is when a contractor goes in there and does all of our inspections, but runs the drain into the pipe and pressurizes it, but doesn't drain the pipe.
Oh, so the drain doesn't even go out anywhere.
No, no, no. So you literally have to run the fire hose to a floor drain.
You have to run the system, connect the system to the drain via hose, and then you got to drain the drain standpipe via hose.
Correct.
That guy's a schmuck.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
That's
you
a
got the
freaking
So
regular
I
nightmare.
get
standard.
you. So as you're draining, you're just pressurizing the
Correct. You're
standpipe drain.
pressurizing a drain standpipe essentially
Oh,
that
that's
has a
terrible.
fitting at the bottom that you'd take a brass cap off and run to a drain, floor drain.
Man, that's
Oh, that's
frustrating.
terrible.
I'd be
It's
trying to.
terrible, but like I said, someone in the state of Georgia said, "I'm signing off on
They
this."
might have missed
It was
it.
built that
I'd
way.
love. I'd
Oh
love.
no, they knew it was that
We
way.
gotta find these bastards that would do such a thing.
Well, sometimes so with the AHJ, authority having jurisdiction, fire marshals, all the same things, just different things you call them. So a lot of them just go by the drawings. Like if the drawings say this, is this, and then
Cap
they'll
the
go with
standpipe
whatever
in the
the
basement.
drawings are.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't meet NFPA requirements, Tyson said. So I know, like, if you're testing a flow switch, which they're probably doing, you can't test it through a garden hose. And
Nope.
everything, what's it say? It has to be a drain. If it's over more than 5 gallons, it has to be a drain. How does it have to be tied in? Trapped water requires a drain and certain size drain depending on how much water is trapped. I think you got to drain it out the building. I'd love to know like the rules on the
I
drain.
think I think the category is it's technically draining it into a stairwell, whether if it's just not capped. It just would
You
drain
have to have
or
adequate flow.
Okay,
yeah.
well, hold on. So we missed. All right, so okay, now that we got the gist of it, how did it flood?
So they did their inspections and left the cap on.
So you
So
got a bomb essentially.
yeah, so here comes the story. So some goober from food and beverage in that building or whatever is rolling a speed rack down the hallway and hits one of our dang sprinkler heads. and
Oh
starts
shit.
flooding our service corridor
Oh shit.
with sprinkler water everywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to turn the fire pump off. I got to go drain these dang system, turn off the valve, and then drain the system down so it stops spraying in the hallway, and I can drain it out of the hell down a floor drain. Well, I turn the fire pump off, which by that time pressurizes the shit out of that line. And then I go to drain it, or I go to take the cap off so I could run the fire hose and drain it. And I get drenched head to toe in sprinkler water because, like I told you, they pressurize that line. So I remove the brass cap and just get soaked from head to
Oh,
toe
Holy
in sprinkler water
shit.
because it was pretty much three levels of sprinkler water draining right on top of my head.
oh man.
But like I said, it is an aquarium. It's all beautifully sealed concrete, and we have squeegees everywhere. Like it was nothing. It was just
It
more
was in a back.
hilarious. Everybody died laughing watching the night maintenance guy get soaked head to toe in sprinkler water. Pretty
Was it
much.
black?
Oh, and then I had to do it again because it was double fed, so I had to go to the other one and get soaked head to toe too.
Man, that's a shit. That's a shitty setup.
What year was this?
2007, I think.
2007. So I'm trying to think about who had the sprinkler contract in that time. So many companies been in there.
Oh yeah, so many companies have been in there.
So either I
They
think
don't
it
run the
was
drain out. I'm gonna
I
go
think it
into
was
a.
maybe I don't know if I should say the sprinkler company, but I think I know. I know that
They
2007 is
don't
hard
set
to
up the
say.
drains, kid.
Well, that
Installation
think about it, man. Think
requirements.
about it. That's something that like you don't really know unless you know about it.
No. Well, and my boss is like, well, good thing you weren't standing in front of that because otherwise you'd be going to the hospital because it would have shot your stomach out.
That's true.
So I'm like,
But
yeah.
if it's pressurized though, that means it was pressurized when they took the hose off.
Let's see here.
But you would think that they would know that by then, you know? I mean, that's residual water on a hose.
Well, because essentially the problem was our service contract was different than our inspection contract. So the service technician would never have done that because he knows that if you drain it, it's not going anywhere because there's a brass cap drain pipe.
Because
You have
they've done it before. They've been in
if
there.
they've
Yeah.
been there and done it. The inspection contract is one of those classic situations where you have a fire alarm company that has the overarching contract that then subs out their sprinkler inspection part of it to who knows who. And those are the guys that did that lovely job of not realizing that, oh, I'm draining these valves and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because
So
no one would ever
so
think that that would be the case.
at the time, and you know this, so at the time, and I hope they changed since then, but the aquarium they subbed out every individual thing. So a sprinkler company would do service, and a sprinkler company would do inspections, and then another fire protection company would do extinguishers,
Floor
and then you have someone else.
control.
Like it's kind of ran like a university, like where they do all these subcontracts
Yep.
and not one big contract. And then that's why no one talks to anybody. It's terrible. I really think you need to find I understand having other contracts for service because you need to have someone else to call, too. But like having a
Well, I can
one
tell
stop
you why it
shop,
happens. Why that specifically happens is you have a technician who builds the building and knows that building like the back of their hand, and then they jump to another company, and then you want that technician, you don't want the company he works for, so then you change to go with that company, but you can't change the rest of the contract for the other thing. So it's that's what happens.
So I got a lot of
yeah.
stuff about
So
draining right here.
one of the cool things about the fire protection industry, and you've probably seen it through your years in engineering, is especially here in Atlanta, we're so small. Everybody knows everything. Like I've never been in that the last facility you were at, but I
Yeah.
know everything about it and I know what happened and I know who was in there and I know who to call but I was never part of it. I was never even part of the company that was there, but I know everything that happened.
No, that's why I told Bobby. I told him when we were waiting for you. I said, yeah, I never met him when I was working at that at the university, but I'm like, I'm sure he probably heard all the fun stories of all the phone calls I was making when I was there.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I don't like naming the things that I have negative. Like I said, the aquarium, I don't mind naming it because they have no. I have nothing negative to say about them. I just left because it was the overnight shift and I graduated college. I don't
Yeah.
need an overnight shift. No one wants to work overnights unless you got to.
I got
Yeah, well, I mean, even the inspectors over there, they would call me and tell
chapter
me
8.
at the last place.
Chapter 8, 8.16.2.4.4. Drain shall discharge outside or to a drain connection capable of handling the flow of the drain.
Which is what it is. It has a capable connection
And
to
it
be connected
says
to something.
multi-story buildings exceeding 2 stories in height shall be provided with a floor control valve, a check valve, and a main drain.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
it's got a main drain and a 2-inch fire hose right there at each one, and it
Yeah,
goes
that's what I'm
into
trying to find something that fucking says that that can't happen, but
good luck, because like I said, we all asked that question of how that,
provisions shall be made to properly drain all parts of the system.
and every part can be drained. You just
Trapped
have
piping shall be drained. Bastards. I want to say
Yeah,
like
and like an auxiliary
you
drain, but
gotta be
even
able
the
to like
auxiliary
drain it
drain's a
without a
hookup.
hose. Huh.
because I when I worked there, I literally looked it up because I said, "Who the hell designed this? I've never seen this. Like I've never seen a pipe that isn't piped to a drain." Um,
Oh
but
man, I've seen it a lot,
like you said,
unfortunately.
it's a flow thing. I mean, it's different at the university. Like I was saying though, there was a riser that had no drain going anywhere. It literally had no drain to go drain to anything. Like that's no. But
Yeah.
like when you have an adequate fitting and you just have to run a hose to the right drain that's 10 feet right next to the stairwell, it's like it's stupid, but
Bastards.
as far as I read, I'm
Technically
like,
works. Yeah.
I wanted to say like it
It's like a
needs to
it's
be
like a
fucking
gray
piped
area.
out. I want to say it should be piped outside.
and that's the beauty
But it
about
doesn't.
it
It
having
doesn't have to
jurisdiction.
be piped outside.
It's
You have
how
to
they
have
write it
I
in
adequate
want it
the
flow.
so it needs to be able to. It needs to say like it can't be fucking capped at the bottom. You know? Okay, so it doesn't have to be piped outside, but it better be fucking open ended into a big ass floor drain.
but
Mm-mm.
that's what I love
No.
about the good old 37 jurisdiction and everything like that.
HJ.
It's how you interpret that phrase.
They're like, yeah, we're
And they
fucking
interpret it,
busy.
well, it drains out the building somehow. You just got to put a hose from point A to point B. So it's cool.
25 minutes in, that was quick. While I got you, if you guys can, if you want to like this video, it really helps the movement. It will put us to the top of the YouTube page. Maybe we'll get a couple new people. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Thank you.
Thank you guys. So when did you start getting into the big stuff?
So like the bigger fire systems.
Yeah, bigger fire systems, the bigger facilities.
So that
Cheaper to
and
keep her.
that's kind of was just because, like I said, the high school I worked at, I mean, they were small buildings. They were tiny little. Everything was there was no floor control zones because everything was only a 1 or 2 story building. Like it was tiny. It was just one riser, and some of them weren't even sprinklered because they were built in the 1920s or earlier. But then, like I said, I just kept moving companies, and when I kept moving to different entertainment buildings, each one was a different beast, and they had pretty much every time I moved companies, I went to a bigger building. I don't know why that happened, but I just kept moving to a bigger size building. So I started in a smaller performing arts building to a newer, larger performing arts building to a aquarium to a multi-building college that gross square foot turns into that to a even larger building. It's like it I just kept moving, but each time, I mean, conceptually, once I hit the large one singular building, I mean, it had a fire pump, it has floor valves. Like, I mean, it got to fairly standard. I think not until I don't think I think the university is the first time I actually had a clean agent system for server room. I don't think anywhere else had one of those.
Can we
But
talk about Brian's new studio?
Like it?
I like it, kid. You're not just gonna breeze over it. Not just gonna let you blend in, not talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. I
She's
mean, I
already
got the hammock.
she's already
This is
kicked
my
you out of the
sunroom.
bedroom, huh?
Well, yeah, yeah. Just at 10 o'clock, she's like ready for bed. She'll walk in there. As you know, the last couple of episodes, she's like, hey, wrap it up, wrap it up. And I told her last episode, I was like, hey, we can't do that. We got to figure something out. You gotta leave me alone.
She's like, get on the porch, fucking sleep out there too.
Yeah,
I like the hammock.
dude, the hammocks are
You
awesome.
guys are hammock people.
Yeah, I got hammocks in my truck.
Did you put the
We,
bolt?
we
Did you
get,
put the eye bolts in?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I have the stud finder I had sucked. So I just got a small drill bit on my drill and just went so I found the stud. And then I have like 2 4-inch lag bolts, and I just hope I didn't get like the person above me. But we'll figure that out.
That's fucking great.
But
just don't hit a sprinkler pipe, right?
It has to drain
yeah,
outside.
yeah.
I didn't see that in there, Tyson, where it says anything about outside. And the main
I don't think
drains
it
have
has
to
to
remove
drain
the water from
outside.
the system. In his case, it's moving the water from the system into a closed off standpipe. I don't know. It's fucky. It's fucky.
From what he says,
I'm
it's
gonna
a bad
lose.
design, but
I'm
I
gonna lose
believe
sleep over it.
it's full code.
I got a package that I want to open.
But like I said, it might be code to one person, but you go to a different city, they say no, it's not code.
We can always call Mildred.
I got a package from my buddy Sprinkler Life.
Oh, that's cool.
What'd you get?
It's the hats I ordered, but you never know. Sometimes he sticks some stickers in there or something. I think he might have put something special on the hat. We're gonna see, kid. Oh, it's in a
We
bag
can
this
always
time.
phone Mildred.
Ooh,
They usually don't come in a bag. I'm moving up in the world. Oh, it's fucking crispy, kid.
isn't that the same hat you have right now, though?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, but it's got the local 550 on
Local
it.
550.
I got this one, and I got that one, and then I got those three, and then I got another one.
Never gonna have enough, can you?
Never can have enough. We're gonna keep that one in the plastic, kid. It's a good one.
Especially if you get it dirty, you can just swap it out.
This will be the new show hat, and then this one I'll take the pins off and wear this one to work. The one I wear to work's fucked.
I'm sure.
I got splitsy all over it. So
I'm sure
that's
it's
it,
disgusting.
huh?
I gotta get me a fitter hat. I don't have one. Maybe I should get one for
They're 30 bucks on
September.
on his website, Sprinkler Life. He's got all
Maybe I
different
need to
color
get
schemes
one
too. You
to
can get like
wear for
there's like
September.
10 different kinds, I think. You can get gray, you can get I think regular brim. He's got blue ones. Check it out.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I gotta check it
September
out.
for the
I gotta see it.
AFSA convention, kid.
Yeah, yeah, we're going.
We're
So
going.
everybody listening, we're gonna going.
I don't.
Going to
So it
Orlando.
would be cool if everyone goes there to meet us, but the problem is you're not going to be able to go to the convention. I don't think it's like 1,400 bucks to get into the convention. So if you're trying to spend 1,400 to get in the convention to see us, that's cool. We'll be in Bonnet Creek, which is where the convention is in September, but we'll probably be in the convention for most of the time. We might
Yeah,
rent out a space to see some people if they want to come. We'll see. We'll play that by ear, depending on how many people think they're going to go. Right, Wayne? The local 550 on the side's awesome. Shout out to Sprinkler Life.
I would imagine that the local 550 would sponsor you. I mean, that's what they
Mm,
want. They want advertisement. You're an influencer for
I'm trying
the
that. So that
union.
um, and we fly our teachers out. Our teachers are all going to Michigan soon, and I want to try to get on that, and which I easily could if I became a teacher. Which, if I wanted to, they would let me be a teacher. The problem is that where the school is compared to where I live, it's just not. It's like an hour and a half away, bro. It's like
Oop.
the school's in the worst spot for someone that lives near me. A lot of the South Shore guys are teachers because they're right there in the South Shore of Boston. That's kind of where the school is. But yeah, maybe I can get in with the teachers to document. They're taking classes and it's all hands on, and there's a killer facility in Michigan that we go to, and
Yeah.
so our teachers can
You got to
learn.
go to Michigan.
I got to get on that trip to Michigan.
So Elliot, one of the what we're trying to do here with Dope and Tate is is just to create a community. We're so small, as you know from your management experiences, that we're not like your typical electricians that they teach you to, electricians, plumbers, that they want you to be in high school, welders, those guys, right? So we want to become that. We want to become like the standard. We want to be like those guys. Like, hey, go into fire protection. So that's the goal with this. And then you want a community. So that's the whole point. So before Dope and Tape, we didn't have much of one. We had Sprinkler Life, which we referenced with the hats and stuff, and he was sharing things that everything, but I feel like it's really exploded since Dope and Tape
That's
came
good.
on. So um that's our whole angle, I guess you can say.
I was kind of gathering that
It's a
because I'm
movement, baby.
A
because
movement, and it's blown up,
It's a
Elliot,
movement.
dude. It
People
has blown up. We have people sharing stories, getting excited about
it's
going to work.
it's the AFSA
Like,
convention, Wayne. The American Fire Sprinkler Association.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, because since the pandemic, because that was one thing when I did work at the aquarium for an overnight shift, all of us got on the dang TikTok because there's nothing better to pass your whole dang overnight shift than scroll mindlessly through TikTok videos.
just
But
hours and hours.
the people were that was the nice because I was like, when I never got on, I said, but this is the thing that my little sister goes on to see little, people dancing and doing stupid stuff. And then it's like, well, and then I told him it's like, well, no, half the people in the trades are just taking videos of them doing stuff because there's nothing else to do. Because there's when the pandemic was going on, like you really didn't do anything other than do service calls and go places and do repair work. Like it wasn't there was less social interaction, so a lot of people were making videos and there weren't that many. Honestly, I don't think I saw many people that were sprinkler. I saw, like you were
They,
saying, I saw a boatload of electricians and I saw a boatload of plumbers and I think a few HVACers, but
right, right.
I I don't think I think maybe the closest thing I got was maybe some fire alarm guys were having fun because I don't know. I guess people like watching videos of people making sound everywhere.
But I think it's growing. We have, Dope and Tape is on TikTok. Bobby's on TikTok. There's a couple other guys on there, but um, yeah, we're very community driven. Oh shit.
No skill required to do sprinkler work. I got another fucking hater, man. I never met a hater that was doing better than me.
What they talking about? The
Hey,
sprinkler
hold
part
on.
of sprinkler work or the pipe fitting part of sprinkler work?
We're getting back on.
No, he's just this. I got this plumber that's
Oh,
commenting on all my videos right now. What's wrong, Bry? Are we phoning a friend?
yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. What's
Huh?
going on here?
What's going on? Where?
Can you see me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Mildred.
You're calling Mildred
Okay,
again?
we have a show question. Yeah, well, we got a show question.
What the fuck?
So, all right. So if you have a standpipe system, okay. So standpipe systems would is full on sectionals. These sectionals do not have drains. So, but they have hose connections, like 2.5 inch hose connections into gain drains. So an empty um, standpipe. So the standpipe does not. It goes all the way to the bottom. There's no drain on the standpipe, but you have to connect a hose down at the bottom and run it out. We were trying to, yeah, it's a terrible design, but we were trying, huh? So we're trying to find a code that says that it has to be drained outside, but I don't think there is. I think it's technically correct, but that's a bad install, bad design.
We can't hear her.
You can't hear her?
We can't hear her, no. Damn. Baldy Big Mad. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we couldn't find a we couldn't find it where it had to be drained outside. We couldn't find that code. It just had to be adequate flow and size to be able to handle it. And that's really it. You can have a what was it, Bobby? You had to have a hose connection that you can open then so you can flow outside, flow some hose outside. Is that correct?
Are you talking to me or her? We can't hear her. We can't hear her at all.
Okay, I got you. Well, thank you for taking the phone
Look at him
call.
kissing his sister.
All right, bye.
Oh, he's kissing his sister. This guy's big mad. He's commenting on every one of my videos right now about sprinklers suck.
Is this the plumber that thinks sprinkler work's a joke? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a bald
You know
plumber.
why he's probably commenting that? Because he probably applied for a sprinkler company and they didn't give him a job interview, and he's
Too
just
sissy.
salty.
He's too sissy for it.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, if I had to choose, I'd rather be covered in stinky sprinkler water than poop water.
Yeah,
I take rusty, stinky sprinkler water over crap any day.
Oh shit.
yeah, me too. So you couldn't hear. I don't know. This is
Yeah,
like the second
we could.
episode we call Mildred. She
I
said
didn't
that
even
it's a
realize that. I
terrible
didn't even
design.
realize that you were calling her.
Yeah, she said it's a terrible design, but it is within design criteria and code.
And that's what everybody I ever asked had the pretty much same answer. It's like someone's stupid for doing this, but I mean, it technically checks the box.
Yeah,
Because
I
that
mean
was
it
my
does.
first question when I started working there was why is there not a drain at the bottom of the stairwell?
Right, right. I know it, man.
And it's not like I've seen it where it would drain. Like I've seen it where you have it draining on the floor and it just floor runs into a floor drain. Like I've seen that plenty of times where
That's common. Yeah,
they didn't run
absolutely.
it all the way to a floor drain. But I've never seen it where there's not a floor drain in the stairwell and you have to run it from out the stairwell to go to the floor drain.
Other than that, have you seen it where it's just been like things that went wrong, like just bad?
Um, I mean, it just. I think. I think the university. My favorite was every time we ran a dry system, it failed miserably because there was so much sediment built up in the line that you couldn't flow out the system. It tripped. It wouldn't
Wow.
go out the end of the line.
So that should have been like a straight red tag, like
Oh,
you're
it
on
was.
fire watch. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how long did it take them to get that fixed?
I don't think they ever got it fixed after I
Oh
left.
my God. What?
If I never explained that to you after I left that place, I'm pretty sure they haven't done a single repair to any of the stuff that didn't work. So if you want to get your company to make some phone calls, try to get some business.
All right, you gotta get off of that thing, guys. Fucking.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah,
free
we
to
can.
call whoever's number still works over there and try to get over there and do some repair work.
So
For
I
sure.
I got a DM that came across that's like a new code that's coming up about painted heads. I
Oh,
saw you painted a.
where about
What? Where are you going?
the wife's locked out.
Oh, so Brian had posted on his story about a sprinkler head that appeared to be a little bit painted, and then so someone in my DMs had said that they're updating that code to whereas it's it's only you only have to change a painted head if it's detrimental to its performance.
So pretty much if you're painting the bulb where it not trigger at the right temperature,
Let me
or if
see.
someone globs it up to where it can't hit the reflector.
Where did he send it to? He sent it.
All right, well, check this out. I got one for you. I got a code question for you. Check this
Well,
out.
did you hear what I
So
said? Did you hear what I said?
no, what you got?
so they're updating the code. I'm trying to find the guy's name. They're updating. Oh, it's Mike Berg. They're updating the code in NFPA for painted heads that you only have
Yeah,
to change it if it's detrimental to its performance.
that is correct. That's in the new 2023 edition, which Georgia has not adopted yet. And I think it's terrible. Because it puts the inspector up to interpretation. Like,
Yeah.
will it? Like if it's on the arm, but I mean, I think that change is dangerous.
Yeah, because
I
they're
think
just
it's
gonna
very.
it should be all right. Like how do you know it's detrimental to its performance? If it's painted, it's not supposed to be painted.
Have you ever tried to open a window that's been painted?
It's impossible.
Impossible. So
Like you
what's saying
literally
a
have to
sprinkler
get
head was
five
wrong?
bars.
That's a damn good analogy, Bry.
That is good.
Huh? I'm gonna put that
You
on a
come up
fuck.
with that on the fly,
We're gonna
or
put that on a
Bro, I've
fucking
been doing this for
shirt,
over
kid.
a decade, man.
You
Been
ever
doing this
tried
for
to
a
open a
while. All
fucking
right?
painted window, kid? That's a good
Been
one.
doing this for a
I'll
while.
give you a quarter
same
gold
thing with
star.
that lovely university. Someone did before I got there. They did
No more
just
auto
just
and wood
just for
shops.
some context about the university. They did a third party for profit maintenance management contract for like 10 to 15 years. So it was built of, say we give you $1 million. If you only use 500,000, you get another 500. You get to keep the 500,000. So that wasn't used. So that was pretty much how they operated. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go quickest way possible. So they landlord specialed the hell out of some of these older dorm buildings. And man, I think one of them, I think I counted 35 painted heads.
Oof.
See, they're okay with that because that third party is taking on, as the code reads, they're taking on liability.
Oh yeah, but
From
the third party's gone. So, but like I said, it's
right, right. But that's why they do that, because they're taking on liability.
yep.
So if something
If
did
you get
happen,
sued, you just tearing it over to there. But the
yeah,
problem is when you go internal, then all the headaches get dumped on the internal people now, and it's one of the reasons,
yeah,
like I said, that I'm not there. Is it was just when you try to go from external to internal, it's just a lot of work on constantly trying to, when you have that value of, say they weren't giving the, like I said, if you work for sprinkler company A, that had shitty customer service and sent the wrong people out, never listened to your complaints, when you say I don't want to go with them anymore, whoever comes in and puts their foot in the door has to keep fighting to make sure that they meet all of those standards. And that's pretty much what happened. Is they were complaining that nobody cared about the students' request, there wasn't done in a timely manner, things weren't safe, like things like that. So I was breaking my back constantly trying to do repair and maintenance constantly, which, don't get me started on fire alarm monitoring companies that still call me because they can't seem to update their call list and then call 5 people even though the first one answers and acknowledges. um
dude,
common
that's
thing.
something. So it came down to, we talked about this on the show. It came down to me when I was kind of thinking about leaving my company and and then some options and stuff. And I was gonna open Atlanta Fire Protection, or I was gonna find a company that let me do whatever I wanted. So, so
And
I
that's
found
why
a
you work for
company.
your buddy that you
Yeah, yeah, I've known him for a long time, and I went over there, and it's a small company. It's probably gonna be the last place I work for, and they say, Brian, just go do what you do. And so I am the sole contact for everything. For, like, if I was gonna take over like a facility, they call me for new construction, they call me for service, they call me for inspections, they call me for technical support, they call me for billing, everything.
Are you that
And
guy, Chad?
everybody that's been talking to, they've loved it. They're
no,
like, man, this is
that's why I like
great.
this job. The only reason, just if I never explained, and I told, if he never explained to you why when I was there I split it up, is because I didn't, there were so many headaches with that company or that complex that
No one will be able to
if I
keep up.
gave you everything, your head would spin as much as mine.
I would
So if
have to
I
sub it
only
out.
say go fix the kitchen hoods, if I only say give that, but I'm saying from an account manager standpoint, trying to figure out all those things and get them fixed, it was just easier on my head. I'm like, if I just divvy this up, it's 50,000
I
times.
would be there every day, like looking at
No,
things.
that's
If
what
you
I said. Like it was I was working, I think 6 or 7 days a week, working 70 to 80 hours since I started that job. Now, granted, it wasn't that bad because I was hourly. So, but I also was driving almost an hour every day. So
So what's your schedule like now? Like,
Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, except if there's an event, and then I just
okay,
take a day off during the week. So pretty much
okay.
it's a cakewalk compared to
That's
that.
awesome. So if you need a
Dude,
new
that's
if you need a
crazy.
new
I can't
monitoring
believe
company, I got one in the chat. So let me know.
Yeah.
It's
monitoring
my guy
That's
company.
the
Chad.
previous company I worked
Monitoring?
for, that's because everywhere except for the college campus, because you have a single panel for the single building that is staffed 24/7 by security, they don't have a monitoring center
Yeah, you don't have to have it.
because you have 24/7 coverage of that said panel right there.
Right.
The
Same thing
university had
with
to have it because you had 27 something like that buildings. No one's in the fire panel for those 27 buildings, and they're not centrally monitoring back to some other panel. So you
the
have
monitoring guy. How much is he? How much a year? What's he charging outside of, like, let's say panel replacement? Hey, Bobby,
Yeah, what?
see if he answers me. How much is he paying? How much is he charging a year for monitoring? Two lines. I'm sure he's done a switch over to 5G.
What?
Let me know if he messages.
Oh, you're talking
So,
about Chad?
yeah,
45 a month. Let's make a deal.
45 a month. What is that a year?
but the reason by the way, if I didn't explain this
His
to
last
you,
name is Tester, so he's serious.
Brian, if I never
That was
explained this
supposed to
to
be
you,
funny, you fucks.
the fire alarm company that was servicing that campus went out of business or
Right.
is dormant. I don't really know. It's very debatable on what the hell's going on with them. So that's how I
Wow.
know. But they never called the replacement that everybody moved to. So that's why I'm like, if you
Jeez.
want to get business,
Well,
uh,
I want business.
get them to start what's his name, start giving calls and say, hey, we want more money.
Yeah.
Come let us fix stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chad
He says it's
in the
monitored by
comment.
technicians, not by a call center.
Wow.
That's even nicer.
Um. So anyway, so 45 a month is roughly 540, and then that's for two lines, I'd imagine. Then that's not including labor of switching over dialers and to go into 5G. But that's 540 a year. So a good deal for monitoring is 600 a year to 650 a year. So I mean that's probably the best I've seen
No, I mean
for
that's
monitoring
pretty good,
charging.
especially if it doesn't go to everybody's favorite monitoring center that can't tell what you what zone 6 is or whatever the hell it
Yeah,
is.
or you had to wait 15 minutes to talk to someone.
Yeah. Well, my favorite story, this was my favorite story, is there's the 1-800 number for these monitoring centers, but there's also the local number. So the one that most of the companies use in the Atlanta area, almost all the ones I've used, which is why I can't just block the stupid number now that I've left the
Right.
college campus because that company went out of business. So, like I said, they never changed the call order. So I'm number like 4. And by the way, just to laugh, numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 all no longer work for that company.
Oh man.
But it keeps auto calling all 1 through 6 on the call list, even though number 1 answers and accepts the call and says, I verify I received.
55 a month for cellular.
That's even that's still pretty good.
55 month cellular.
You got Brian's
So
wheels spinning,
yeah,
Chad.
660. That is sorry, Chad. That's like that's standard. That's pretty much where everybody's going with it
Yeah,
right now.
he's got to make a buck too, dog. There's no
Hey,
other
I'm not saying it's bad.
there's no other offers
I'm not
coming
saying
in.
it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
Any
I'm
other
saying,
offers
like,
on the table? That's the only one we got. That's the one we're going with.
for example, I charge the exact same, 660.
Do we get to call you direct and ask questions?
No.
No, you get
Yeah.
Yes, you
you,
do. Yeah, not the monitoring, but the engineer gets to, and everybody gets to call. But like, yeah, not like a standard. I'm not putting your building on test. You know.
is it the 1-800-554-1104 number, or is it a different one?
Yeah, but
I don't know
oh,
that.
you'll be talking
I
directly
don't
to
know.
Chad for that 55 a month.
So you're talking about Central Station?
Yes.
He is the central station.
Central Station uses.
But that's what I'm saying. Every company in Atlanta that I've met uses them. And that's why I can't, because some of the places I help out, like my high school, still uses that number. So I can't block it.
Even if I don't know if we use Central Station or not, but I do any of my accounts, I get an email.
Well, that's
And
nice.
then the person at Station or something like that like gives me a description of what was said. So if there was an emergency, then in the morning when I wake up and look at my email, I'll know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And then I can call you. Be like, "Hey, what's going on?" you know.
It ain't working. It's broke.
Right. Right. Exactly. Hey, who do we have next? Well, I guess Thursday. We have next week. What we got going on?
Thursday we got Ben Dukes, baby. California. Maybe he's not from. No, yeah, he's from California, I think. Where you at, Ben? Tuesday the 25th we got Wayne, Canada Wayne Harris.
End of the way. It's been a long time since
We got
he's an OG of dope and
he
tape.
is the OG. What episode did he come on? He was on one of the first episodes.
Yeah, like
Huh?
3.
Episode 3, you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I
Okay.
haven't watched all y'all's episodes because they're so long. I watched a few,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to get through all of them.
What do you got? Wayne from
I know it's
Canada,
painful. We
episode
are getting better.
5.
They are getting better as we go. But if you like listen to the first 3, woo, man,
Yeah, wow. Yeah, we're getting the swing of things still. Still learning.
we've came a long way.
Hey,
I
at
got
least you have your own little studio now.
Yeah,
what do you got?
I know.
Ben snapping me. Is Ben watching? You watching, Ben? No.
And then Thursday next week, do we have somebody?
Thursday, Big Kev.
Big Kev.
Then
Oh, that's
Tuesday,
awesome.
May 2nd, we got Big Donnie, and then Thursday the 4th, we got J Mac. The 9th, the 11th are open. Episode 50, Brian's dad's on the 16th. Then we got the 18th, the 23rd, the 25th, and 30th open. Holla, who wants to come on? Wayne was episode 5, baby. He was quick with it.
Have you interviewed yourself, Bobby?
Me interview me?
Yeah.
No, I mean that would be a good one.
So we will be interviewed soon. So we're going. I don't know if you're aware,
Oh
but
yeah.
we're of the Fire Sprinkler podcast.
When are we doing that?
We
that-
need it. Well, we
tomorrow?
tried to do it twice, but then I could do it tomorrow. I'm cool with that. No, I have a dinner tomorrow.
What time's dinner?
Yeah, sorry. Sarah in the background was like, "Hey, hey, no, you don't. No, you don't. You can't do it tomorrow." Let's see. Thursday, we got the. Jeez, I don't think I have anything Thursday.
Does she hear us?
Yeah, she hears me. She tells me if I
It's a
can't.
sliding
do
glass
something.
door.
No, Thursday we have our show on Thursday
What?
with Ben.
No, we'll do it early. Hey, let's do it early.
When?
Let's do it early on Thursday.
Okay.
So we can go we can start at 7 or something. Maybe.
I
Let's
could
call
try.
Chris. See what's up.
No, don't call anybody else on the show. That didn't go good last time.
Yeah.
We can't hear them.
No, well, not like that. But
Yeah, we'll
well,
text
you
message.
gotta put together you have to put the kids to sleep.
Yeah,
and all
7 to
that
8
stuff.
is fucking really busy in this household. That's like fucking finishing dinner, tubby time, bedtime.
Yelling at kids.
I could probably.
Hurry up!
You have to yell at them. If you don't yell at them, then
Yeah.
they're gonna grow up to be fucking little crybabies, and they're gonna fucking walk all over you. You just fucking yell at them, just like my dad yelled at me. That's it. You know, you can yell at them fucking kindly. My boy listens to
Yeah.
me, and it's because I raised
yell
my
at
voice.
my boys sometimes.
I never thought I'd be like that crazy fucking guy on the sidelines that's screaming at your kid, but man, my boy's playing deck hockey and I can scream louder than every fucking parent there and the refs. I'll go right
I'm proud
over
of you for that.
everybody. And like maybe I should be on
Proud
maybe
of
I
you
should
for that.
if I like pretended to be a coach, I wouldn't seem like the crazy like just parent on the sidelines.
But
Get
you
the
should
Well, see,
ball!
my whole
Bobby interview
family.
Bobby and Brian interview Brian. Or maybe if you're crazy, Brian interview Bobby and Bobby interview Brian.
Yeah.
I
Either
think.
way.
Have we ever talked about our stories?
So, Bobby, what really chaps your ass? Well, you know, when the apprentice hands me the fucking impact socket first, I really just want to punch him right in his cocksuck. I
Like
could probably
I mean,
interview
I don't know.
myself.
Like you've told me a few things, Brian, when we've been messaging, but I'm just like, I don't know. Did y'all ever have your own like I mean, if you go on somebody else's show, but it's like if you have your show, like do that maybe.
Yeah, we could. Well, if we ever, often, sometimes people bail out, and then we're usually now we're able to like fill that spot. But if we ever get to a spot where we can't fill it, maybe that's what we'll do next, Bryce. Interview each other.
Yeah,
Try to be like super serious and just interview.
we could do that.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll have plenty to talk about.
Plenty to
And
talk about,
also,
kid.
we know each other's quirks too. What pisses each other off, so we
What
can like
really
push that.
chaps your ass? So I posted a
Yeah.
video on. We're talking about TikTok. I got a video sent to me from one of my buddies that he put in like 12 cheaters. Did you see that video?
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, that was one of my guys, and he sent it. I didn't want to post it like with his name or with my name, so that's why I put it on the Dope and Tape Show fucking page, and it's at like 600,000 views. People are like, "You need to fire that guy."
I mean,
uh,
if it's Friday 3 o'clock, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's like $20 is $20.
fellas, give this guy my number. He needs a new monitoring company. I'll get him. I'll get him with Tess with a text, baby.
So all of them. So what happens if Chad like misses it? Where's the call go?
That is a good question.
We're gonna see. He's gonna answer. And
Yeah, but it's
this
like
guy's still going
think about it.
hard.
Think about it on call. Like if the technician's on call, sometimes it misses that guy, then it misses the next guy, then the other guy's like, I am not answering that. Then the next goes to the next guy, and it never gets to anywhere. Then you're stuck.
Oh, this guy's talking
That's why
about.
they
This
use
guy's
call
talking.
centers.
He wasn't getting me with the sprinklers. Now he thinks he's gonna get to me by talking about my mom.
Uh-oh.
My mom is
Oh,
about as
your mom.
old as you.
Hey, I bet his profile is on private.
No, it's not. It's you can go look at it.
What?
He dresses up for Halloween. He's got a girly looking Porsche. He's going on every one of my posts and commenting degrading things about sprinklers, guys. You guys gotta go. And
Are you sure
I'm
it's
not
not
telling you to go
like
to his page and light him up, but you know, if you want to, I did share him in my story.
If
are
you
you
want
sure
to
it's not
have
one of
some
your
fun,
friends
man.
just screwing with you?
No, no, no. This isn't one of my friends. My friends don't act like this.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Sometimes people have
Yeah,
friends that just for funsies start messing with each other.
I know it. So what's next for you? We have like 1 minute left, but what's next? I mean, you're pretty much at the top. You can be here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm pretty much content where I'm at right now. So I think it's pretty much kind of where I'm happy of. I manage all of the MEP staff. Somebody else manages the carpenters and painters, but it's like, I mean, I'm content for my age and where I'm at. I mean, I got I got a position in a cool building in Atlanta. I'm making enough money so I can pay my lovely mortgage and expensive uh, eating out habit because I don't believe in cooking for myself because I don't like leftovers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's your favorite go-to?
I usually like any Irish pubs food, so shepherd's pie in the winter.
Nice. I'm a big shepherd's pie guy. How about you guys do DoorDash in Atlanta, or do they just like
They do all
Yeah, we do
they get
that.
shot?
DoorDash,
I didn't know if they get shot on
Uber
the way.
Eats. Uh,
DoorDash is like doing a drive-by as before he drops your food off.
we both know that Atlanta's pretty rough out here, man.
It is definitely
It's
rough to
sad.
He says he don't miss. Chad doesn't miss. He has a live
You
feed
know,
directly on his phone of each account, no phone call needed.
as from what we know about Chad, I believe it.
Yeah, man.
I
He
believe it.
like lives on vacation. He's working,
Yeah.
but he's like on vacation. I don't know. You see it.
I mean, I
Yeah.
sleep with my phone next to me, and I wake up if somebody calls me.
I
Text.
Yeah, because I have notifications on for Instagram, so I don't miss you guys. But I do silence my phone at night. But there's a half a dozen people that could wake me up if need be.
Now that is one
Yeah.
thing
Mine
that
too.
I will say before time runs out. I said that's one thing that nobody seems to understand. That's not in like a facilities in any realm, engineering, fire protection, trades.
Your phone's got to stay on, right?
No, well, yeah, the fact that just because the business day is over doesn't mean you're not going to get a text or phone call that might need to actually get answered.
Right.
It doesn't mean you've got to be at work all the time, but it's like it's not like you can't. I mean, you can plan a vacation. Don't get me wrong, and go to the mountains and like you can go when there's no cell service, but it's not like if you go home, you will get someone randomly texting you some stupid question or email. It's inevitable. But
Answer
everybody
the
with
phone.
a cushy 9 to 5, marketing job. That's my friends that I went to high school or college with that I know are just like, why you got to do that? I said, because that's what this industry does. You can't just say
That's
fuck,
right.
leave the phone and not answer because someone's gonna get mad on Monday.
Pops
That's
always taught
true.
me, answer the phone.
Well, hey man, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad
Yeah,
you
We
got
man.
to
really
try out
appreciate it.
your
Yeah,
new studio room.
Yeah, the new studio for
Yeah,
Brian.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we
put it
appreciate it,
together.
Elliot. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And for all the viewers, if you're watching live or watching the replay, we appreciate you. Thanks for the help. Like and subscribe. Share the video. You guys are the best. Let's
Thank
keep it
you.
going. Let's take the movement.